So counting is underway in Pakistan's elections to the national and provincial assemblies. But polling day was marred by violence, with 10 people killed and 40 injured in a bomb attack on the Karachi offices of one of the key parties. A similar number died in other incidents elsewhere. Our Asia correspondent John Sparks is in Lahore, hometown of the front-runner to be the next Prime Minister, Nawaz Sharif.
Under a scorching sun in the city of Lahore, prospective voters formed up in far-reaching queues. There were few complaints, however, most just glad to be here.
We want change. We want change.
They were told not to come by the Pakistan Taliban. Protect yourself and stay away, they said. But the men in line at Model Town School weren't going anywhere.
We are all determined, as you can see. Nations don't get changed overnight just by fearing threats.
So you're sending a message by being here?
A very strong message, I hope.
Voter turnout described by the Electoral Authority in a single word: massive. Tens of millions frustrated by government corruption, power cuts and unemployment. What is it that you most want changed about Pakistan?
The whole thing. The inflation, the lack of electricity.
I'm 70 years old. Inflation has never been so high. Lentils cost 100 rupees a kilo.
If Pakistanis are angry, and they are, two rival camps have provided this election with a new source of hope. Here fans of former cricketer Imran Khan engage in friendly banter with supporters of Nawaz Sharif, the so-called Lion of Lahore. Imran Khan was unable to vote today. He remains in hospital after a bad fall. But his promise to clean up politics has attracted young, aspirational voters to the ballot box, as well as the hospital gate. But former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif is still the favourite. Despite the crush, he cast his vote today in Lahore and promised to introduce his brand of pragmatic, business-like transformation. For anybody who knows what change is, there's only one party that can do it, he said. I asked his daughter Mariam, a senior party official, whether they'd underestimated the challenge posed by Imran Khan's party. Has this been a tougher fight than you expected?
Well, it's too early to say that. We're waiting for the results and hoping for the best.
How are you feeling?
Excellent, excellent. There's a lot of passion and the turnout is huge.
Most voters, whatever their affiliation, see this campaign as a defining moment. Pakistan's all-powerful military has watched from the sidelines as one elected government prepares to replace another for the first time. Security forces have been positioned throughout the city, and they serve as a reminder on election day that the military used to run this country for years. But few, if any, want to go back to those days. What they want is these men to keep them safe. And in other parts of Pakistan, the authorities have struggled. Election day has been marred by violence, militant groups keeping their promise to disrupt the polls. 24 were killed today, including 10 in Karachi, when twin blasts destroyed the offices of a secular political party. And candidates and election officials have complained of intimidation. Tonight, Pakistan's Electoral Commission said it would have to rerun the voting in some areas.
And John joins us now live from Lahore, so they're counting tonight.
That's right, Krish. Counting the votes, they've got 50 million votes to get through, and we should get a final result tonight. But the early indications are that the veteran, Nawaz Sharif, will form the largest part of a governing coalition. That's what the early indications are, and I'm sure Imran Khan's people are hoping otherwise. But we're definitely in for a long night.
Now, how have the parties adapted to 21st century elections?
Well, I have to say, Imran Khan has really energized this campaign. He's gone from being a one-man band to the leader of a very slick, very sophisticated operation, and we got a chance to witness that today. We watched as passionate young people went out, identified voters, went and picked them up, used telephones and SMSs, sort of Obama-style election techniques to get people out. But I think Imran Khan's real problem was getting the rural vote out. People who tend to vote with their landowners and their clansmen, and I think he has struggled for that reason. Still, the streets of Lahore are alive tonight. You may be able to hear behind me lots of happy young people shouting, expectant people, who now expect their leaders to make good on the promises that they have made.
John Sparks in Lahore.